I can't believe that this is already my third sketchbook tour on this channel. Just completed my Moleskine. It is 5 inches by 8 1/4 inches and it has 104 pages, 111 pound acid-free paper. I only use drawing media in this sketchbook. This is how it started and this is how it ended. Hi, my name is Vanessa and I make art videos about a little bit of this and that. If that speaks to you, consider subscribing. I'm going to take you through all the sketches that I've done. I'm going to cover up a little bit of some of the writing that I did that was more personal, but I'm going to show you mainly everything that's in this sketchbook. Before I dive in, I just want to give you a little bit of information on the media that I use. Primarily use drawing media like markers such as my Faber-Castell artist Pitt pens, my Prismacolors, midliners, and a lot of my favorites that I show in my monthly favorites video. Alright, so let's go ahead and crack open this sketchbook and take a look at what's inside. I always try to do my opening page with something inspiring, and I started this sketchbook back on January 1st, 2003, so the opening of the new year, and I just finished it at the end of May 28th. Underneath my name reads, "My journey is never ending. As I take flight, I observe my surroundings, taking in the beauty and learning through my experiences, letting go of the negative and absorbing the positive. I will continue to grow through my adventures." Here I used my Kuretake clean color real brush tip markers to make some logos. So my channel is Artist Therapy and I wanted to make a logo. If ever I get a chance to sell things, this would be my logo for my brand. Alright, so on this spread I did put a lot of time and thought into this, and I made a video on my channel specifically starting the first few pages in my sketchbook, and I had at the time an Instagram account and I had Instagram pick the images that I was going to draw on this spread. Link that video down in the description if you're interested in watching it. On this spread I had made a video on one of my favorite markers, which are the Kuretake clean color real brush tip markers. Wow, that's a mouthful, but if you want to check that video out, I'll link that down as well. I will say that they are great versatile markers, and if you don't own them and you like markers, I think you'll like these. Anyone out there collect Funko Pops? Well, I do, and I had set some of these up and photographed them to draw. As my base, I use my Tombow dual brush tip markers, and then on top I use my Prismacolors. On this spread I use a variety of different inks, and I really started to do more lettering and writing, and I believe from here on out I pretty much stick to this style of writing encouraging words. So I know a lot of you can relate to art being therapeutic and a form of therapy, and so when I journal and do sketchbook entries, I really try to put a positive message on the page for myself. So you'll see this common theme throughout my sketchbook. Here I did a mixture of pencil, marker, and pen. Here I believe I used my Faber-Castell artist Pitt pens and little touches of colored pencil. This particular drawing with the hand and butterfly I would like to put on canvas. I was playing around with composition on the left page and decided to do a nice drawing with ink and fluorescent colored pencils. Here I use my Corine Brush Marker Pro pens, and I decided I was in a fluorescent neon color mood, so this is what I came up with. If you're an animal lover, you will understand the impulses you have on taking pictures of your pets. So I take pictures of them because they're very cute and I like to draw them. Spring was approaching during this time I made this, so I decided to do some bees, and These are my Deco Careen brush tip markers. So I used those Careen markers to do the bees and the leaves, and I can't remember what marker I used to do the outlining, but I used some other marker to outline everything. On this spread, I took some reference pictures in Monterey, California when my husband and I were on a trip and decided to come up with a fun drawing of flowers and the sea. This next spread is very special and near and dear to my heart. This past week I lost my sweet baby girl Misty, and I had made this spread a while back, but I knew that this was near the end of her life because she is 16 years old, and I watched her really start to slow down, so I knew that it was near her end. But she had a beautiful and amazing life, and she was the sweetest, loving baby girl, and she will forever be in my heart. Thank you, Dee, for being there for me always. Here I decided to do some drawings with different markers. And I also did the same thing with this spread. I also played around with different composition. And here again you see me trying to put down some positive words on the page. I feel like this page is just a mess, but I do like the message that is written down on here. Use my Le Pen brush tip pens for this spread, and I really like the color combination that I used. The light pink and the green together, it was nice. On this day, my husband and I went to a park and I shot some reference pictures and took all those reference pictures to make this spread. I used my Kuretake clean brush tip markers for this. On this spread, I used my Kuretake brush tip markers, colored pencil, and then a variety of other pens to make this design. So along with art, I do love to do a lot of reading, and some of the material that I read is on self-help. So I'm reading this book called How to Do the Work, and it is a book about how to do the work to be a self-healer, and so I came up with this idea. If you truly believe how powerful you are, you will become unstoppable. Here is another mixed media spread with my cat Sunny, and I really tried to use a bunch of drawing media on each page, so pretty much each page is mixed media. Just like this page is mixed media. Since I have so many art materials, I like to rotate my different pens, markers, and pencils so that I get use of them. As you can see, I like cats, butterflies, birds, and flowers, so you'll see a lot of that in here. I outlined the writing with this silver metallic pen, which is very pretty, so I'm trying to shift it around to show you how shiny it is. For this spread, I was actually outside and drawing from observation of a tree that is in my backyard. Always remember, life is short, so enjoy every season of your life. I was actually testing out a composition on the left side of my dogs, Pika, which I currently have, and Gaia, the weenie dog that I had lost last year, because I wanted to do a painting of them. Since they were the best of friends, I wanted to put them together in one painting. On this spread, it was the end of the school year, and so I have this tag that says, "Thanks for hanging in there all year." Just a reminder to hang in there. It gets rough at the end of the school year. I did some Prismacolors and some markers on this particular spread. Here I particularly wanted to play with composition and design. Well, actually, I'd say that's pretty much my objective on all my spreads, but I really wanted to play with the line in the background on this particular piece. Oh look, we have some more kitties. This is going to be of my late cat Misty and my little boy Sunny. I used my Color Iove mechanical colored pencils to do this. And the outlining in the background surrounding the cats, I use my Kuretake clean brush tip markers. So as I flip through the next few pages in the sketchbook, that's pretty much the media that I use, the same as the cats. So I'll just go ahead and flip through them and you can take a look. And the artist that inspired me is Alphonse Mucha. I absolutely adore the Art Nouveau genre. Let me know down in the comments if you like that style of art. Really like the way that Mucha uses detail and actual simple values to portray his figures. Also appreciate the different women that he likes to illustrate, their different hair color, and I like the variety of poses he uses. And this is the last drawing that I did by Alphonse Mucha. I will say that I did use a lot of ink, like from pen and marker in the sketchbook. That's something that I typically don't do, so I'm glad that I got out of my comfort zone and did that. So these flowers and also these flowers on this spread, I had taken pictures from my mom's garden and I decided, hey, I need to fill up a sketchbook. Let's see what I have on my camera roll. It's one of those situations. And of course, the famous kitties. I love them so much, so I like to fill my sketchbook with them. Alright, so at the moment, my favorite alternative song is Amber is the Color of Your Energy, so I had to dedicate a spread to that song. This spread I dedicated to a series I watched on Disney Plus, and it's also on National Geographic. It's called World's Deadliest Snakes. So intrigued with their beauty and their deadliness that I wanted to make a fun spread on them. Now, I do not know if you have watched this on Netflix, but it is Chimp Empire, and oh my goodness, let me tell you, it is so good. If you have not watched this series, you gotta watch it. It is very good. It's well documented, and I fell in love with the chimps. I wrote down the names of some of them on this series. Will admit I got a little bit lazy towards the end of my sketchbook, and I tend to do that always. It's kind of funny that I completely enjoy the sketchbook, but then at the same time I'm ready to be done with it towards the end. Aw, and this is a special page because it was dedicated to Misty. It says, "Perfect Possum, I love my Meow Me," or Mommy, because she was very attached to me. This is a drawing of a black Phoebe. I don't know if you've ever seen these birds, but they are absolutely beautiful and they're one of my favorite birds. Also put some washi tape and some stamps on here. Alright, so here we have one of the last entries, and this one's on growing pains. We've got this. Anytime you have a hard time in your life, you can get through it. And here you can see I'm really running out of energy on my sketchbook, but don't forget, stay golden. And here we have the Lucky Ladybug. I use Kuretake clean brush tip markers and just some good old red pen. I wrote down some facts that I found on the internet for this. And here is my very last spread. I did a stamping of a block print that I did, and I slapped on some stickers because I was quite over this sketchbook, ready to finish it. So this is how it ends, and always remember, sketchbook complete, but the journey continues. I would like to thank you guys so much for joining me today and watching me as I flip through my sketchbook. I hope that you enjoyed it, found it entertaining and or inspiring, and I hope you have a wonderful and creative day. I'll see you next time.